Chas.
I keep forgetting that. Like, you see me from, like, the side. Is it weird?
Yes, which is weird. It's a little weird sometimes because it's like it's when I see the show, it's like, oh yeah, like I can, I can finally see that we're talking to each other. But right now, I feel like kind of I'm talking to someone and they're like kind of paying attention to me, but also like looking at something else.
it's uh, it's like
It's
a
like a shitty boyfriend.
This week on La Semanal, we are talking about justice being served. This week's stories has given us a smorgasbord on different types of justice being served. Like, just to give you like a quick rundown, Amy Cooper has been charged. Like, remember that lady who ch-
Yeah, we
yeah, who
remember.
choked the shit out of her dog while she called the police on this bird watcher in Central Park.
It's like I'm gonna tell them you're harassing me. It's like,
As the dude is like recording her. Well,
yes.
she's finally being charged with falsifying a police report, which it took him a long time. I mean, one no,
A while,
or did
yeah.
it? Because I feel like these stories come out like so regularly and often that it just feels so long in internet time.
Yeah, there's also a thing where like sometimes you're complaining and like it takes so long and it's like, yeah, well that's the way things, in real life things take time. Because I feel that with other things, they do say that revenge is a dish best served cold, but I think justice should be served, right out of the kitchen. It's not a thing you let linger there for a while.
You
But
don't want it at room
that's the thing that
temperature.
happens with no.
Uh,
No, no, you don't want to like imagine. You just like find justice. Like, who ordered the justice? They've been waiting for how long? Oh my God, this needs to go out now.
yeah, why don't police departments have a 30-minute or less policy? So yeah, that's one of the stories, and you told me about another one about the CAREN Act in San Francisco.
Yes, yeah. A couple from San Francisco. The CAREN Act was proposed in San Francisco, which is the oh my God. What's I should have written this down.
The CAREN Act
The
stands for, I got you, Caution Against
yes,
Racially Exploitive Non-Emergencies Act. So it's
yes.
CAREN with a C.
With a C, and it's very apropos because these women are called when they're, like when a white woman overreacts, or yeah, like when a white woman overreacts to a situation, and when this Karen Act was proposed, a thing you mentioned, which I think it's pretty true, like in the end, you know, misusing 911 or like calling, fake calling 911 or calling 911 for something that isn't actually an emergency is already something that is A, frowned upon, and B, a crime. And in the end, it's like you have to really think about what you're doing because it's not like, oh my God, there's a black man, 911, there's a black person doing a barbecue, like, please save me. But rather hey, like, stop, think. Are you being a racist?
Yeah, because obviously these people have been weaponizing their racial biasness, or as we like to call it, racism, to get their way, and obviously use this weapon that they have been, that's basically an ally to them, the police, against people of color, black people in particular.
Yes.
And I absolutely agree that this Karen Act, puts basically puts them on notice. And at least in San Francisco, I'm like, all right, if we found out, if you get recorded that you were basically acting in bad faith, if you weren't using this service, which is calling 911 for an emergency, if you were just using that to get your way and basically punish someone who you think should be punished, then your ass
Yes.
is getting charged with this, and I'm all for that. The one that I feel deserves that was a bug.
Why didn't you hit the wall?
No, there was a bug right there.
Justice served.
Dude, I have this thing. I have this. Yeah, I'm assuming this is not something that's weird, but I see bugs and I just want to extinguish their life force.
No, once you mention the bug, it makes a lot of sense. But like
Yeah,
from my
yeah, but yeah,
case,
you're
look at the wall and we're like,
yeah, fuck you, Wall. Just a serve right there.
It totally reminded me of a of a tweet where this woman looking at a blender with fruit in it and just going, "Fuck you, fruit."
Yeah, you're gonna become my juice soon.
I swear I haven't smoked anything. It's
Like
okay.
shit like that just reminds me that I could probably never do anything in life because I literally if something catches my attention and instincts just like go like take over like oh bug and I just the one story which captivated me the most, the one that filled me with chicken juice for my soul was the president of Brazil, Jair Bolsonaro, or as maybe others have known him from the Lord of the Rings. He briefly had a cameo where he became the a carry-on sized monster. I think we have a photo of that, Mr. Bolsonaro, aka Baggins, or as they're as he's called in Latin America, Bilbo Bolson.
Wow, it fits in so many levels. It works in so many levels.
Right? I just I had so much fun. Just like I didn't have to do too much Photoshop work on that man.
This is photoshopped?
Yeah, I had to bring out the twinkle in his eyes.
Okay.
No, but he test.
You made him less ugly.
Yes, absolutely did because the guy is not easy to look at, especially with those teeth. Um, he tested positive for COVID-19 last week, and I don't know if you remember, and I say this because this is just observed, because not only is this dude like staunchly, he's homophobic, like legit,
Yeah. Yeah, no.
but
I don't think he would be a fan of mine. No.
no, and there's like proof of that too, because he said wearing masks is a effort thing, which he would say to aides and visitors who arrive to his office wearing masks. This is a tweet I'm reading, by the way. Mask prior to his becoming sick with a fever and body aches, and then testing positive for COVID-19 at the age of 65. So yeah, the dude basically said that it's for a derogatory term for gays wearing a mask, and
Yes.
he got it. He has a Rona.
Yeah, well, I hate that this whole thing with the masks became a political thing, and it happened here in Mexico, it happened in the US, it happened in Brazil, where it was like, where the presidents who are, none of them are particularly young.
No,
I think the youngest actually might be Bolsonaro. Uh, but the three of them were like, no, I'm not wearing a mask. And like, Trump was like, because the Rona doesn't, it's like a flu. And AMLO is like, because I'm being protected by God,
and
which might be the
and
worst
his
one.
little saints.
Yeah, exactly, the Dente. And then Jair was like, oh no, the masks are for gay people. Apparently, he thought he was gonna have to wear a scarf or something, you know, like
A pretty silk scarf, no?
exactly, like. And going back to Jair Bolsonaro with this whole thing of like, oh my God, masks are, you know, the let's call them, let's say fairy, but he did say basically the other F word. Um, it's just like why is it so tough for like this one dude to just be like, okay, a virus is a thing that happens, you
Not
know,
not 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 to not to
this is a thing that
virile damn, what's the opposite of homosexual? Straight. Yeah.
straight.
Like I honestly could not think of the word. I'm like, does it start with an H as well? Because I hetero, yeah. I'm like, what?
Heterosexual, of course.
Shit. Like, I got the fucking Rona. God damn it, Yair. Yeah, that doesn't happen to heteronormative virile men.
Oh,
It only happens to the fairies, as to use a lighter word than he used.
yeah.
But dude, and the dude, oh my, he doesn't think of himself as homophobic.
No.
Like you,
A lot of people don't think of it who are like that, don't think of themselves as homophobic. They're just saying no, like I don't, I'm not homophobic. I just think gay people are disgusting and I don't and everything they do is disgusting and
all right. Do you remember the whole Ellen Page, because Ellen Page, um, interviewed him.
yeah, she had a
Oh,
documentary
I don't know. It was a
where she visited several.
was it a documentary?
I remember it was like a documentary series where she visited several places to learn how LGBTQ people lived like across the world, and she interviewed Bolsonaro.
She was like, yeah,
And
let me interview this swell guy.
yes, and well, you tell this story.
All right, no, I actually had a, because during our pre-run we talked about it, and I wanted to like know exactly what was asked and what was said. And she asked, um, "Yo soy." Well, she was like, all right. She said, "Yo soy gay y le pregunto, debí de ser golpeado de niña para que no fuera gay, because apparently Bolsonaro says something that you basically have to beat the gay at a kids, right? So that's why Ellen Page,
Doesn't work.
it doesn't work.
Doesn't work. It just gives you a spank kink. It doesn't work.
It just adds to it. It gives him that life force. No, but the dude doesn't really even answer her. Like he doesn't. He just takes it in a weird ass direction, because he says, "No voy a mirarla y pensar, creo que es gay. Usted es linda. Si fuera un cadete de la academia militar y la viera en la calle, le silbaría." Smiling.
Yeah.
So he's saying, he just goes into like full on creep status to this
Yeah.
this
No.
woman who literally just said, "I'm gay. Like, would you have my parents beat me?" And he's like, I don't see you as gay. I see you as someone that's cute. If you were in the military academy with me, I would wolf whistle at you."
Yeah.
And and it's like, what?
And and that's the thing. She's supposed to be like, "Oh my God, thank you. I don't look gay. Oh my God. Oh my God. You would wolf whistle at me. I am so flattered. Oh my God. No. But Bolsonaro is literally the worst version of that homophobic, toxic guy. And he's the president of a country, which is just amazing. Um,
I sent you the reaction shot of Ellen Page when he answered her with that gem of a response, and you can just like literally see in her face disappointment washes her immediately. Not only disappointment, just general like, I cannot wait until this world is done and over with. Like this is
why aren't the poles melting faster?
yeah, dude. The oh no no. Then he goes on. Then he goes on and says, cuando era joven había pocos gays. Con el tiempo, debido a las libertades, a, la- a las drogas y con las mujeres trabajando, aumentó bastante el número de homosexuales. So when he was younger, to him there weren't as many gays, but due to, I'm assuming, liberties or liberals, also due to drugs and women working, the amount of LGBTQ people has steadily
No, I
risen.
mean, I mean, there's this dude here in Mexico. I'm not even gonna mention his name, but he has basically the same idea of like why there's more gay people. It can't just be that now the world is friendlier to gay people, so we're coming out of the closet, and now children aren't being kicked out of the house for being gay, so they're coming out of the closet.
I mean,
Closet.
they are, but at a lesser rate, at least.
Exactly. At a much lesser rate, and of course it depends on where in the country you are, because like Mexico City is way more liberal than the rest of the country. But like even but so yeah, you're seeing more out gay people, because that's what I tell people. Like it's one thing, like before you might know several gay people, but they would never tell you, because like if they told you, if it was known, they would lose their job, they would get kicked out, they wouldn't be able to rent whatever they're renting, like there were dire consequences to being an out gay person. And that's why they wanted to, and basically that's what they want to do. They want to have those dire consequences back, because they'd rather have us in the closet. I remember like one time this one guy was like on TV, and he was asked like, what would you do if your son came out as gay? And he went like, I would help him to rediscover his heterosexuality. I'm like, I don't need to rediscover. I didn't lose something, honey. Like
I didn't. This isn't socks. Like I
exactly.
didn't
It's
misplace
not
it
like I was
somewhere.
holding a whole bunch of things, and then I picked up a Barbie and my straightness just fell off the other. Like, oh no, where is it? I re- Damn, I was meeting my girlfriend later on. Where is it? Like it's but Bolsonaro is literally this kind of person that thinks, like you can beat the gay out of a person. It's like idiotic.
The whole Bolsonaro thing, basically, there's two types of people. People who say he's making it up to I have no like I guess because they say I hate that I have to keep saying that they say, but he does
Allegedly.
yeah, he is pushing the whole hydroxychloroquine is the cure. He keeps pushing that. So everyone's saying that he obviously has friends in the pharmaceutical industry who stand to benefit from him being a vocal proponent of this therapy. But
Yeah.
that would probably be the simplest.
Yeah, and he can say like, "Oh my God, I got COVID-19, but then I got cured," like basically just using this.
I mean, I guess we'll see it in the coming days because if he does have it, he's old. Like
He is old.
he's in a high risk group. But if he comes out and says, "Oh, I drank my hydroxy in the mornings and I'm good."
No, but you know what would be actual justice served here? It would be great if he faked COVID-19 in order to like do the whole thing, but then he actually got COVID-19, and it turned out that it didn't work, and then he had to like either had to just come out with the he wouldn't, but like he wouldn't come out with the tail between his legs to say like, "Oh my God, I was wrong."
No,
But it would be
hope
like
so not.
hilarious to see that, like he faked it, then he got it, and like the thing he said was gonna help him pull through didn't actually help him pull through. Like that would be just served.
I honestly think that he just saw the season finale of the Days of Our Lives North Korea edition, where remember when Kim Jong Un, like North Korea media was like he died, and it literally
Yes.
turned out him was like, just kidding, I was faking it, just to see who like cried the
Right.
most at my fake announcement, and we have a photo of him while the announcement was being done. Let me send that over to you, and we'll post it right up there.
No one will suspect.
it,
Everyone's like, "That's not Kim Jong Un doesn't have a mustache. It couldn't be him."
this guy has double eyebrows. There's no way that's him, and the name tag clearly says on Kim Jong Un.
Exactly. Exactly.
So
Now keep on crying.
I honestly think that he Bolsonaro is that type of person. He was like, yeah, I'm gonna straight take something out of that playbook, so I know who is loyal to me and who I need to
Exactly.
put under guillotine. You being part of the community, would that be justice for you? Him just getting it?
No, to be honest, justice served, like, it's like when people say, like, someone so said something homophobic, so told them, fuck you. And I'm like, that's super nice. Like, it's nice that you're against homophobia. It's cool. We should all be against homophobia, transphobia, misogyny, racism, etc. But, like, you know, I hate that, like, here in Mexico, people are saying, like, well, people get gay people get married in Mexico now. It's like, there's a huge asterisk on that. Like, there's states where you can't really. There's a lot of places still where, even though it's not illegal to be gay, there's still a lot of people that will hurt you if you happen to be gay in public. Especially for women, there's like a lot of hurdles in order to, like, just be able to have a relationship and be happy. Um, so yeah, no, justice served would be like a complete system overhaul in which, like, LGBTQ people will be able to live their lives. People would listen to science and stop politicizing whether you should wear a mask or, like, wash your hands. And like, people, and we would have a system in which people could stay at home to prevent a pandemic from getting out of control without losing their livelihoods, and without worrying about the lives of themselves and their loved ones. That would be justice served. But you know in
We
the
don't live in
case
a
that we
fairy tale.
can't have that, like, I would settle for a picture of Bolsonaro sneezing with, like, snot just coming out of his face.
Just, like, was the Lord of the Rings picture not enough? Because that's a still frame
Yeah, no,
from
that was
from.
close. Like, like, maybe him with, like, that, but also with like a hospital robe, and they didn't have, like, any, like, blue ones, so they had to give him, like a
A pink
flowery
one.
one, like a pink one with, like, cute flowers. I
Uh, I'm not saying that it exists, but I'm sure that that picture can exist.
You would make me a very gay. Oh my God, you might have to cut this, but, like, Bolsonaro, like, coquettish like this, and they're just going, "Are you a ventilator? Because I'm about to have you down my throat."
Oh, Jesus Christ! I think I'm good. All right, we have talked about a few stories where justice has been served. It hasn't been served to, like, the fullest. It hasn't, like you said, been served hot out of the kitchen, but enough to where you're like, yeah, I can stomach this. I can, or as Bolsonaro would say, I can take this whole. Um,
We're gonna be banned
uh,
from Brazil.
Let him try. But yeah, so that was our episode on Justice Served. Do you want to take us out?
Of course, it would be my pleasure. Well, you know the deal by now. You should subscribe and you should click on the bell so you know when we are releasing new episodes. You should follow us on social media. We are La Period Semanal on Instagram and La Semanal Show on Facebook and Twitter. You can follow me at Mintonaro, and you can follow James wherever James wants to be followed.
I
And,
don't.
well, don't follow James then. Yeah, you shouldn't. He's usually making bad choices. Don't follow him. And that's kind of it. If you have any suggestions for future topics, or you have any justice that needs to be served that we can help with, like, let us know. Have a nice week.
Yes, please do. Bye.